Okay, here we are back in Legend Heroes Trails Through Daybreak. So I did go ahead and visit down in the sewer area. I forgot what it was called exactly. I can't get that other chest, so we're just moving forward. Goal here is going to be talking to everyone, so I may as well start, I guess, right here. Thanks for fixing the problem over at the hammam down the street. You guys have been a big help around here. If only Mom would take a page out of your book instead of doing something worthwhile with her time. She's just been playing Cupid all year. She wants me to hurry up and settle down for the future of the inn, but I'm just not ready to take over, and I'm not being humble. On behalf of the hammam owner, I just wanted to thank you all again for helping out with that. It's amazing just how much we can all accomplish when we come together to solve a problem like that. Also, I'm glad we had an extra bed to spare for that lovely new lady you added to your ranks. I hate having to put her in that shared room, but all our other rooms are full. You got really lucky with your reservation there. Yeah, I don't think there's anything we need there. Although, purchase goods. Let me just peek.
Looking is always free, you know.
Okay, yeah.
Come back for more anytime.
I guess I should check because there could be new food items here or there. There's another trader I know who lost his camel. Sounded like a real nightmare. Gotta be careful so the same thing doesn't happen to me. Cross that bridge if I come to it. For now, I'm taking a break. You only live once. I bought one of those orbital hookahs that are so big right now. Might as well give it a whirl, right? So yeah, if you look in his hand, that's what I think I saw in that punk's hand earlier. Looks so much like a vape. Between running away from you guys and then introduce myself to everyone at the bazaar, today has been a lot. Like, a lot. I'm so tired, I feel like I could pass out any second. Now that I've introduced Sanem to everyone at the bazaar, we're going to go off and have dinner somewhere. She's not so good with words, but thankfully everyone seems to understand that she's sorry for all the trouble she's caused. Not everyone's forgiven her, but I was at least able to get them to tolerate her being in the bazaar, which is an important first step. What happens from there might come down to how hard she decides to work. In the meantime, I think I'm going to treat her to a good meal before we head on over to the temple. It's about time she had something nice. Whoever thought our son would be so interested in other cultures? He told me he wants to have a lamp and a rug. We should probably just get him the lamp, don't you think? A rug's going to be a bit expensive. I don't know, just because he wants a rug doesn't mean we all couldn't use it as a family. Why don't we buy a replica or something? Also, not to change the subject, but honey, what's that thing you're smoking? Oh, it's a hookah. It's a traditional way of smoking tobacco in the Central East. This portable type you can carry around with you only came out recently. It's pretty handy. I know I've been trying to cut back on smoking, but I thought I should at least try this stuff since we're here. It can't hurt. So real quick, I want to look at the ESRB thing. Just as suggestive themes.
Alrighty.
Oh no, language drug reference. I appreciate my husband taking us all out on this trip, especially since it's given our son so many new experiences. I don't know if him smoking that hookah while he's not used to it is such a good idea, though, no matter how ambient he says it is. Are those hookahs really that good? I see an awful lot of people smoking them all over town. You have to wonder. Never expect my son to be so taken with Central Eastern culture. It's great. I'm taking it as a sign that we should travel more often. Speaking of Central Eastern culture, I knew about hookahs before coming here, but I had no idea these orbital hookahs were a thing nowadays. Feels like they popped up out of nowhere. Makes me so happy to see little Clem take an interest in our folklore. It's been a pleasure to teach him about it. Some of our congregants have expressed concern that people are beginning to forget the moral teachings behind such stories. But all you need is all you need. There's something missing here, but that's like, I think this is the second typo I've seen all game, which is outstanding. But all you need to see is a child listening and enjoying those stories innocently and know that hope is by no means lost. See, I told you Mother Jamila knows a lot of stories. She always puts her all into telling them too. That's what makes going to Sunday school so much fun. Yeah, I bet she's really good. I'm so happy I got to hear new stories from her. This temple is so amazing. Even though we both pray to the same goddess, it looks and feels completely different from the chapel I go to. It's really that different? That's crazy. I'd love to hear what Western ones are like. Could you tell me a little about them? Clem is really interested in fairy tales. Wonder what sort of books he likes to read at home. After talking to him, now I want to learn about stories from further west. I want to teach Imani all about the fairy tales of where I'm from. I know, maybe I should give her my picture book that I brought with me. That's okay, isn't it? It'll be like a souvenir, but of me, since it's from my home. She won't even have to travel for it.
Indeed. Goddess Sarusha.
Tourists these days have no respect for what they're visiting. Tharbad isn't just some theme park that exists for their enjoyment. It's a place where people live, and they want to live here in peace. Don't get me wrong, I'm happy to see that kid take an interest in our culture. I just wish more people were like him. Our cultural district is some sort of museum exhibit. It's home to many people, a place whose ways of living are precious to them. Figuring out how to preserve and uphold these traditions while embracing modernization is always a constant balancing act we must deal with. This temple does its best to respond to people's concerns, and therefore we serve as something of a representative of the community. Central Eastern temples are institutions of tolerance at heart. We always strive to promote mutual understanding among one another. Over here. I saw Saara talking to some hairy old guy. He was weird. He was dressed up like he was on vacation. My brother says his name is Mr. Gotti. Guess he's somebody important who works for the film festival. Saara looked so surprised when she was talking to him. Wait a minute, is she going to be dancing in the parade? She is, isn't she?
Well,
I had a lot of tours today, which is always great, but every one of my customers was acting like a nut. It was scary. We've been getting a lot of people lately who are like these men who harass Saara and Shahina. People with no inhibitions at all. I had people during my Sansi tours that tried to wander off on me and go no who's where, despite it being, you know, a desert. Now that Saara has been recruited to perform in the festival, I just hope nothing weird happens that ruins the parade. That'd be terrible. Wonder if we're not supposed to know that she's in the parade yet. Trouble at the Bracer Guild. I heard Saara and Shahina were ambushed by some awful guys this afternoon. That must have been so scary. I guess trying to crowd isn't all fun and games when you get to be as popular as they are. Please, you gotta help me. Is there any chance I could see a green-haired bracer who works here? I lost my wallet somewhere. I'm hoping if I talk to him, he might know where it could have gone. Seems the receptionist's a little preoccupied at the moment. This guy must be desperate if he's coming in here at this hour asking for help. Indeed, let's watch and see what happens. Perhaps we'll learn something. I'm sorry, I'm gonna need a little more information first. Could you explain what exactly is going on? Right, of course, basically. I was on my way to Tharbad, driving along the Sand Sea. Everything was going just fine until I suddenly out of nowhere blew a tire. Luckily, this green-haired bracer ran over to help us. He was kind enough to patch up the tire with the tools he had. Turned out he was heading to Tharbad too, so we let him hitch a ride with us to thank him for his generosity. After that, we all made it to Tharbad, but just as I was going through my things so I could find my wallet and buy some souvenirs, that's when I realized it went missing, and now I'm scrambling to find it. Isn't there something you can do? Alright, I understand. You want to talk to this bracer to see if he has seen or possessed your wallet. Yeah, that's exactly right. I'm beginning to wonder if maybe I got pickpocketed somehow while he was fixing our tire. Just want to ask if you noticed anything strange. Now, is there any way you can call him over? Sorry, it's probably going to take a little time for us to arrange a meeting with him. Based on your description, I know for a fact that he doesn't belong to our branch. That's what makes it tricky. I'd say it's more likely that whoever it was who came over and helped you is operating independently. No bracer matching that description is registered with us. If he's in town, we probably won't hear from him until at least tomorrow. Really? Guess I'll just have to wait and hope for the best. Still, if you hear anything about my wallet tonight, could you get in touch with me? I'll wait around outside by the oasis in case anything comes up. Never ends. Feel bad for her. It seems the guild's getting so many visitors she can't catch a break. Yeah, I hope that other man manages to find his wallet too. That's awful having it stolen. Let's have a chat with her now that we're here and the line's opened up. We could learn something interesting. Okay, there it goes. We meet again. Looks like you're keeping busy, taking people's requests this late. You all again. You heard that, I'm guessing. Yeah, we did. I'm sorry. We really didn't mean to pry. That man said he lost his wallet, right? If only there was some way to talk to that green-haired bracer he mentioned and get his side of the story. Indeed, although it sounds like determining which bracer it was could prove to be difficult. You're telling me I'm pretty confident it's someone from out of town who decided to come by and help. When he'll get in touch, who knows? He could drop by after he's checked out the city tonight. Could take him longer, even. Till we can figure out more, there's no way for me to pinpoint which bracer it was that man met. So it's mostly hurry up and wait for tomorrow. Boo. You guys are weirdly interested in all this. Who cares if this mystery bracer shows up with 1 wallet or 100? Well, to me, are sure, but it's got nothing to do with us. Maybe, maybe. But something about this whole situation stinks. What do you mean? Nothing, just talking to myself. Good luck getting the guy sorted out. From the sound of that van, you don't want to let this go. Well, that guy mentioned he was going to hang out over by the oasis. Couldn't hurt to have a chat with him, see if we can coax anything else out. As you wish, Mr. Arkwright. We spoke to her. My traditional flame-powered hookahs still sell pretty well these days, but it's these new orbital-powered hookahs that draw in all the repeat customers now. It's a shame the old-fashioned ones still have a lot to offer as long as you enjoy them in moderation, but times are what they are.
Well,
Oh, comments.
I heard that some ne'er-do-wells gave those poor dancers quite a bit of trouble. Such a shame. In my day, travelers who came here were considerate towards us, but these days, I worry that our way of life here is in danger. It troubles me greatly. It's nothing quite like our cultural district here in Tharbad.
Why, hello.
I think I bought the turban already.
You. Why, hello. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't really have the money for rare crap. I only have 10,000.
The atmosphere feels pretty different here compared to daytime.
reminds me a lot of the night market in Longport.
The film festival's great for business. With all these tourists coming to town, my sales nearly doubled. I'm a little concerned I'm going to run low on some of my stock, but that's not the worst problem to have when I can put so much money away. Plus, my daughter is so curious about Western culture. I want to take her traveling one of these days, so it'll help me save for that, too.
Hello.
Okay, need some grains.
Thanks for shopping.
You won't find this just anywhere.
Looking for something for dinner? How about some camel meat? They say it pairs well with a nice libation. Here in the Central East, families often come together to eat camel on holidays and the like. You might find yourself craving some alcohol at those gatherings, but our customs strictly forbid drinking at those times.
Hey there. What'll it be? See ya.
Central Eastern culture is so fascinating.
We might have gotten the trouble sorted out at the bazaar, but something about it all still doesn't sit right with me. I've heard Tharbad seeing more and more tourists are getting out of hand, like what those dancers had to deal with. I think tomorrow I'll focus my efforts on the entertainment district. More people from out of town end up there. I'm not going to go into the bathhouse just yet. Even with the film festival right around the corner, the nights around here have gotten strangely loud and hectic. Unlike the entertainment district, it used to be that when the sun went down, things really mellowed out in the cultural district. Lately, it's becoming more and more like the entertainment district. It's all a little concerning. I could sympathize with Abdullah's worries. Tharbad is changing so fast, it feels as though we hardly have time to remember tradition. Even so, we mustn't forget that we have Professor Hamilton and her incredible work to thank for our current fortune. It would be disrespectful to everything she's done for our fair city to completely reject the Tharbad we have today. It might well be worthwhile for us to take a step back like she did and reconsider our position. The scent of those newfangled mechanical hookahs, they've ruined the flavor of our own hookahs over here. What could those people possibly want, thinking they can come in here with their weird devices mechanizing our culture? We need to have another talk with Father Mukhtar about the state of the world, because I don't like where it's headed, that's for sure.
Whoops, not this way.
Okay, so that really settles it. Bleh. Hold on a second, can we actually access that here? Since I do the night stuff all together, it doesn't hurt to knock out this quest. How am I ever gonna find this guy if the Bracer Guild doesn't even know who he is, where he is, man? Could be anywhere. Guess I'll wait around and hope I hear back from the guild.
Let me ask you something.
Hey, I wanted to introduce myself. We're from Arkride Solutions. We were just at the guild too and happened to overhear your conversation at the front desk. Yeah, I kinda remember passing by you people on the way out. Would any of you happen to know where I might find that green-haired Bracer? Not quite. We're actually looking for him too. Got some business of our own. I was hoping you could tell us a little bit more about what happened. Would you mind? Anything else you can think of will help, big or small. Like, did he have any other distinct features, or did anything else stick out to you in general? You too, huh? I'm sorry, in terms of features, I don't remember anything else other than he had green hair. Wish I could be of more help on that end. Blast my memory. As for anything else that stuck out, no, nothing really comes to mind. Wait, that's not true. Actually, I do remember something that happened after we arrived. We bumped into a police officer who was patrolling the parking lot. I decided to go up to him and say hello, strike up a little bit of a conversation. But for some reason, the Bracer looked uncomfortable. He wouldn't look the officer in the eye. Bracer was avoiding a police officer's gaze entirely. That's certainly a little unusual. That's what I thought. I've heard that cops and Bracers don't always get along all that well. I figured maybe that's all it was. It did seem odd, though. Wait, I've never heard that before. Is that true? It's common for police and Bracers to run into one another at times because they both work to maintain the peace. The difference is the police work wholly within the law, meanwhile a Bracer's first duty is protecting people. So they theoretically can act extra-legally to do so, and sometimes they face jurisdictional friction and, well, differences of opinion. I get it. I guess I can see how that happened. In this case, though, I think this bracer of yours might have another real good reason for being a little skittish. I don't understand. What do you mean? Don't worry about it. We're saying that we're going to look into it on our end, too, and see if we can turn anything up. I get you're keen to have your wallet back, but I think you should call it a night and come back tomorrow. I suppose you have a point. On that note, if I may, were you able to find a place to stay despite losing your wallet? Yeah, thanks for asking. The guild was kind enough to cover me until I can pay them back. As long as I find my wallet soon, everything should work out one way or the other. I'm still anxious, but knowing that I've got you all in the guild looking into it, I guess I feel okay going back to my room for the night. I'm glad to hear that's all been taken care of. Please take care on your way. That's one way to get rid of a guy. Now we can talk openly. Right, so it sounds like this green-haired bracer could be an imposter. What are we going to do about it? Wait, what? He is? Are you saying this is like what happened with that fake police officer we had to deal with before? It's a distinct possibility, but we can't say for sure yet. If this is true, that's really underhanded of him. You're telling me your average person isn't ever going to suspect a bracer of committing a crime. Therefore, if someone were to believably impersonate a bracer, they would be able to get away with a great many things. That could be quite damaging to the organization's reputation if nothing was done about it. Luckily, as far as we can tell, the only victim who's emerged so far is that man, or at least he's the one to file a report. If we're quick enough in catching this imposter, we can minimize the amount of damage he'll do. Normally, I ain't exactly in the business of covering the guild's ass or anything. They can handle themselves just fine. But I don't see the harm in sticking our necks out just this once. It'll help us understand what's happening on the ground in this town, too. So, come hell or high water, we'll uncover who this green-haired chump really is. Hey, if it kills time, I'm game. Lead the way, Chief. I see no reason not to proceed. You have my full support as always, Mr. Arkwright. Well, if we're going to do this, what do we do first? Should we see if anyone else has seen this bracer? Maybe if we talk to more people, we can start tracking him down. That's exactly what I think we should do. We need to figure out this guy's trajectory. If he is a fraud, though, it's probably safe to assume that he's keeping his distance from the cultural district for obvious reasons. Perhaps we should talk to people in the entertainment district and see if he's been spotted around there, then. Good point. The casino dealers could be a good place to start. They're bound to pay close attention to who's coming in. Anybody who spends a lot of time outside of it might have seen him, too. Well, good ideas. Hopefully once we start talking to some people, we'll come up with some leads. Well, no time like the present. Let's roll.
Time to start working.
Bogus bracer started. It's amazing how good the hammam is at cleaning your skin, removing hair. I'd heard stories before, but hammaming is believing. I just feel like I look better. I can tell my blood flow's improved too. So nice and warm. I'm gonna sleep like a log tonight. I should see if Altair has any hammams. Wait, no, I shouldn't. That just means surprise when I go there if I know what to expect. Traditional technology like this is so impressive. I remember being blown away by the Lloydley bath I took while I was in Remiferia too. Thanks for getting the water back and running again, everyone. Feel free to relax here as long as you all like. In fact, I know you only asked for one free bath. We can use the facilities as much as you like. We heard how much trouble it was. It's becoming easy to take our water for granted nowadays, even though we're in the middle of a desert. But before the Professor and the Vern Company came through with the waterworks project, sometimes we went bone dry out here. We've been blessed with so much water for 20 years, I was beginning to forget what a miracle that whole system really is.
Welcome to the Marjan Hammam.
Heading into the hammam, admissions on the house. Least I can do for saving my whole business.
I hate getting sweaty, but I could get used to this.
The steam feels quite pleasant. I feel fully refreshed after that.
Glad to see you enjoyed yourself.
Here we go. Hi, Shahina. Hi, Saara. Looks like our hunch was right. Good to see you, ladies. Hello, everyone. The owner was just telling us about you all. Sounds like you guys had to clear out some monsters to get the baths back up and running. That's amazing. I knew you guys were talented. Thanks again for everything you all did. I'd still be in dire straits if it weren't for you folks. All part of being a Spriggan. We got plenty of out of that whole exercise, too, so it was good for everyone. Well, that's good to hear. By the way, who might you be? I don't believe you were with them earlier. Forgive my late introduction. You may call me Rosette. I was dispatched here on short notice. You two are Miss Saara and Miss Shahina, correct? It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Nice to meet you, too. Wait, is that a maid outfit you're wearing? I've never seen one of those in person before. Not precisely. This is the uniform that I wear for work. You can think of it as a combat suit designed to let me offer maximum support to my customers when needed. No, I don't think that at all. That sounds, complicated. Whoever it is, he looks super cool in it, that's for sure. Hey, since we're all here, why don't you guys join us in the baths? There's so much I want to talk about. Sounds like fun. Maybe we could all get dinner together afterwards, too. There's a place close by I always go to that I'm sure you would all enjoy. Sure, we'd be happy to take you up on that. Probably not a bad idea for us to wash up before we meet with our clients again anyway. Say what you like, I know you're just looking for an excuse to take a dip. Not that I'm against it. I could really use a bite to eat, but that's okay. A bath sounds good after everything we've done today. Then it's settled. We'll join you two in the baths. That's perfect. Come on, I'll show you where the girls' ones are. Shahina, calm down. They've had a long day. Take as long as you want in there, folks. You've earned it.
Man, this blows. I didn't consider the fact that I'd be stuck alone in here with you.
Would you pipe down? You're killing the vibe. Just close your eyes and relax. Embrace the tranquility. And then...
Oh, shut up. I bet you every mirror in my wallet the girls are living it up on the other side of this wall. Speaking of girls, man, I'd kill to check out that maid and the older sister's scorching bods right about... Blah!
we sit on sacred ground, punk. Don't defile it with your libido. Keep it up, and I'll scrub you down till your skin is raw. If that's what it takes to clean that dirty brain of yours for the first time.
Alright, I'll drop it. Adios, you don't have to be so serious about it.
They're certainly having a lively time over there.
Ugh. Don't they realize we can hear every word they're saying?
He's not wrong, though. All you girls are just as gorgeous as Saara. I mean, Grisette's hair and skin are both so silky, she practically looks like a doll. You're so pretty too, Agnes. And how do you get those when you're only 16?
Uh-huh.
I'm only a year younger than you. There's no way I'm gonna be able to catch up that quickly. What's your secret? What do you eat to fill out like that, huh?
Truth be told, I've been kind of curious too. I'd love to know for future reference. I don't do anything special. Barry, stop staring at me so much. You're scaring me.
Shahina, please. Cool it down a little.
Well, I personally think Miss Al-Fayed and Miss Shahina are very beautiful in their own right. If anything, I should comment on your skin, Miss Saara. What sort of regimen do you use to achieve such a glossy look?
Oh, I just use shea butter. The stuff they make in Tharbad is really good, and...
Holy cow, you got Nina Fenley and Judith Lannister's autographs? Thank you guys so much. I'll treasure these forever, really. It's no problem. I'm glad you like them. Those autographs have got to be worth a pretty mirror. We're talking about two of the hottest stars around. Think you might sell them? No way. How could I ever? Still, it feels so surreal right now. Can't believe my own sister is going to be dancing up on stage with folks like them. Who would have thought? Don't get too excited about it all, Shahina. I don't think they're going to ask me to do anything that big. Well, I still think it's awesome you get to be involved at all. Wait, by dancing, do you mean for the carnal cavalcade? Yeah, some director named Salvatore Gatti walked up to me and asked if I wanted to take part. But not just him, he was with some other snappy-looking guy, too. That's probably that Gaspard guy. They went nuts for Saara. Apparently Mr. Gatti was all, "Baby, you're more perfect than Adios herself. My parade isn't complete without you." He was dead set on bringing her on, whatever it took. It wasn't long before she folded like a house of cards. Shahina, you don't have to tell them every little thing about it. I'm not sure I know what this carnal cavalcade is. Is it some event that will be part of the film festival? Yeah, it's a parade that'll kick off when the festival opens. Sounds like it's going to be quite the production. Like Shahina said, I guess it's supposed to include famous actresses and whatnot. I'm surprised she's not sweating to death in that. I can see you fitting right in there, Saara. You're going to do great. I know Gotti can talk pretty raunchy, but his passion and taste are the real deal. He didn't say that just to be nice. If he says you're perfect, then he means it. You'll do just fine out there, Saara. I know you got what it takes. Thanks, Van. That means a lot. Am I seeing things, or are you turning a little red? I am not. Stop it. Saara, Sheenie. There you two are. Where have you guys been? Hey, Timur. We were just hanging out in the hammam. And quit calling me Sheenie. I've got a real name, you know. Sorry, Sheenie. You'll always be Sheenie to me. This a friend of yours? Yeah, he's a kid from the neighborhood. What's going on, Timur? Why were you looking for us? Because someone asked me to give this to you, Saara, that's why. A letter? That's strange. Wonder what it could be. Thanks, Timur. What the? Is everything okay? What's wrong, what in the world? Decline to participate in the parade or tragedy will befall you. Is this somebody's sick idea of a joke? Can't believe even Saara of all people got one of those threatening notes. According to that Timur boy, a Central Easterner that he passed, who was working for a shipping company, gave the note to him. Guess that delivery person's most likely innocent. Just like with Nina and Judith, the culprit's probably going through several layers to cover up the real origin point of the note. That makes tracking him down incredibly tricky. Slippery bastard, they can't make it easy on us, can they? Are Saara and Shahina going to be okay? I really think you two should talk to the guild about this. I agree, I'm sure they'll give your case priority since it involves a civilian in danger. I imagine that any fees they would charge for their services would be quite nominal, too. I don't know about that. Come on, you gotta do something, Saara. This really creeps me out. I hate to suggest this, but maybe you should quit the parade if that's the safest thing to do. No, I can't. Apparently, preparations for the parade are almost complete. If I pull out now, I'll probably cause a lot of trouble for the director and everyone else involved in it. That's what'll happen if I turn to the guild too, isn't it? We can't say for sure, but if things go south, I could definitely see that being the case, yeah? But Saara... Van, I know this is really presumptuous of me to ask, but... is this something you and your agency can handle for me? Of course I'm prepared to pay for your services. I don't expect you to do it for free. That's real generous of you, taking on her case for cheap as an extension as to what we're doing for Nina and Judith. But don't you get the feeling she's trying to hide something? She is? I got that impression too. I think there's something going on with her that we don't know about. Well, a deal's a deal. Whatever it is, we already promised we'd help her. Plus, for all we know, this might turn up some new leads. Following this could be a good idea. As a first step, would you like me to pinpoint which company was responsible for delivering the note? Wouldn't hurt to know for sure. In the meantime, we need to go to the entertainment district. The other ladies are waiting for us at the hotel. We need to fill them in on everything that's happened, including this new note. Okay.
Then let's head over.
We'll dip over here first. I've been looking into the new arrivals who are coming into the area from the Central East. So far, nothing suspicious has turned up about those coming from El Sime, which means... Either way, Tharbad is going to see an influx of tourists starting tomorrow. We have to optimize our intel gathering as best we can. We can't expect our help from the capital to take care of everything for us. With all the cars here for the festival running these lots is tough. We're seeing more and more accidents and burglaries. Not that tourists didn't blunder into trouble before, but these last few days I've seen a real uptick in rough types of all sorts. Don't get me started on nighttime when people have dinner in their cars and just chuck garbage out the windows. Would it kill those people to spare a thought for those of us who actually have to run these places? Seriously. Things are as bustling as ever come nightfall, which is great for me. Tharbad's always been a little rough and tumble, but I've never seen people here go this wild before. Not that I can complain, it's bringing in that much more money to me, and so if that's what it takes, that's what it takes.
Looking to buy something? See you again.
I think that's the bootleg shop. I know I saw that dancer somewhere around here at night. What could she possibly be doing in the entertainment district at such a late hour? I need to find out. What am I saying? Just because my wife left me doesn't mean I can start stalking something local. I need to get my head on straight. Don't be shy. Step right up. You're gonna love what I have for sale. Bear act fast, though I'm only getting more customers. The stall's gonna be as popular as ever.
What'll it be? See ya.
Okay, we can hub these, go across, and then make our way that way.
This area has a casino and nightclub. I assume you wish to visit them. For intel gathering, of course.
Please tell me that's not why we're here.
Of course not. You think I'd let minors into a club? Have a little faith in me.
You make it hard to sometimes.
Hey man, nothing wrong with a little pleasure before business.
Okay. Hey there, folks. Need something to do tonight? In fact, you boys thinking of going off by yourselves later? Because if you are, I know some fun joints you'll enjoy that I keep to myself during the day, if you know what I mean. Hell yeah, now you're speaking my language. I'm from Longport, so I know a thing or two about having fun. Definitely interested to see how good this town can party. That's the spirit. Here's a tip. Check out the underground nightclub that just passed here. The girls there are the real deal. Just about everyone comes away from there a happy customer, trust me. Aaron, your thoughts remain sparkling pure, I hope. Stay focused, kid. We're here on business, remember? Though, granted, it might not be the worst idea to slip in there for a bit. Never know what kind of dirt you'll dig up in those joints.
Not this way.
Oh yes, it's open. Ain't going in there, punk, unless you want to be responsible for bringing Myers into a nightclub. So out of curiosity, how do we... Just in case you're wondering, I'm looking to see, like, one of the spoken lines, just to find out, like, if they were supposed to have spoken back there, but I cut something off. Killjoy. Without that geological survey conducted by Valis, nobody would ever know my ancestral lands were home to such rich mineral deposits. It was me who made the call to bring them in, best decision I ever made. Now I'm the owner of an enormous mine. The nice thing about working with Valis folks is that they take you to resorts too. Never hurts having like-minded friends who know how to go hard. I'm glad I decided to visit Tharbad. This hookah's got a surprisingly addictive flavor for how cheap the stuff in it is. We can always count on nighttime to pick business up and land us some lovers of astronomical bets. But even by those standards, our customers have been unusually eager these last couple of days. If our sponsors caught wind of the size of some of these bets, they'd be floored, and they're hardly the reserve sort themselves. But that's just another side of this little desert oasis we call home.
Come on!
We've always attracted a lot of Calvardian oligarchs and foreign nobles. One guy made his fortune from dealings with Elsyme, for example. Lately, we've been seeing a lot of newly rich Calvardians, plus people with close ties to Valis, too. And as if that weren't enough, even director Gotti himself from Vegas Films comes here often to play. He'd stopped visiting for a while to work on the film festival, but he was able to stop by today now that some of the work is behind him. Yeah, I'm overdue for a break. It's been a while since director Gotti paid us a little visit. Believe it or not, he's actually a fairly decent gambler. In case you couldn't tell from his films, that man's desires are bottomless. With a mind like that, gambling makes him play bold. I guess without that sort of attitude, he wouldn't be able to make the kinds of movies he does. There he is. Now that some of our preparations for the festival are complete, I figured it's been long enough I'll stop by and play a few rounds. That dealer wasn't here last time I came, but let me tell you, I like the cut of his jib. He gets what it means to entertain people. He's good at throwing in big surprises to his routine. Hell, he's inspired me to throw a little something extra into the parade to spice it up even more. Only question is what?
Okay.
Let's go around. If you're looking for Bermati, he went over to the hotel. He said he was going to practice elsewhere. He wasn't here for very long, but it was an honor to get to host him at my bar. I learned a lot just from watching him. Can't help but admire his drive to hone his craft. Not everyone would move from place to place as they practiced. Kudos to him, I say.
Do you know what you want?
This has an awkward name.
I hope
Also,
to see you
200
again.
HP with a revival is literally nothing. How do I talk to this dude? Oh. I had the pleasure of playing against none other than Mr. Gotti himself a little while ago. I have to say, I find his views on entertainment and how to stimulate audiences to be really fascinating. I completely agree with him that nothing spices up a scene like a big surprise. All the more reason to get excited for whatever that man has in store for his carnal cavalcade, if you ask me.
Can we talk?
I see, so you guys want to know about that green-haired bracer. Yes, I remember him alright. Quite clearly, as a matter of fact, we don't see many customers like him. Really, tell us more. He came around here about an hour ago while out on patrol, but there was something about him that looked a little odd. He was watching the other patients for some reason as he was trying to size them up or some such. Think you might have been investigating something. Is that what brings you here too? Yeah, something like that. You happen to see if this bracer talked to anyone? Let me think. I remember him trying to strike up a conversation with one man who was playing alone. The police were also making their rounds at the time when he noticed them approaching. He was rather quick to depart. Still trying to avoid getting spotted by the cops, sounds like. For someone acting so brazen, this guy's a real chicken shit. I'm a little concerned about him staring at the other visitors like that, too. Indeed, the more that we talk, the more hindsight makes me feel something was amiss with him. In any case, I'm afraid that is all I can share about the bracer in question. I can only guess what you'd want with him. But regardless, I wish you all luck in your endeavors. Well, thanks for your time, and for the hot tip, too. Okay, folks, let's see if anyone else caught wind of our sneak. As you wish. So yeah, I am going to, okay, that was the dude upstairs. I'm gonna walk to this intersection, talk to the one guy, and then take a break. These cutting-edge orbital hookahs are the best. They're easy to hide, and even better, they're a great way to cope with the heat here. I'm telling you, without a good way to relax, there's no way I'd be able to do my job. But something like this would do Officer Vernier awesome good too. Woman seriously needs to learn to chill out. Okay, break time. Okay. So I'm gonna have to stop when Blue gets over here, but we'll knock out a little bit more. We probably should have gotten onto that place a little sooner. Oh well, I managed to snag some souvenirs for everyone back home already at least, so it was still time well spent-ish. We came here hoping to meet some celebrities or something, only to end up spending all day in that shop. Oh well, the film festival hasn't even started yet. There's still plenty of chances to catch glimpses of the rich and famous. Shadeen, our owner, is a very decisive person and has a lot of drive as a leader, which I certainly respect. We might be successful right now, but being a little too certain about things can breed apprehension, you know. For example, I used to inspect new stock as it came in, but now that company is all about speed, well... My shop attracts its fair share of customers because I deal in rarities that you can't find anywhere else, but even I can't ignore the real sales potential that these orbital hookahs seem to possess. If things like these are what's in vogue these days, then I need to make sure to pay attention and stock up accordingly. That's why it's crucial to interact with your customers so that you remain clued in on what they want as they want them.
Welcome. Thank you for coming.
So I did buy a rose bottle, by the way.
We await your next visit.
I didn't see that one at first, but I saw it on a return trip. May just be me, but people around Tharbad seem to be strangely elated as of late. It's not just the tourists either. Even local residents and other Central Easterners are in exceptionally high spirits. It could simply be excitement for the upcoming film festival, but I've never seen anything like it for any event.
What can I do for you?
Is there something for what's-her-face? Like, if I want to keep using her, I actually have to deck out her orbit and everything, so,
Indeed.
in all seriousness, even though I really wanted to get, what's-her-face off my team, I may need to hold on to her just for orbit reasons. Way back in the day, I always had work fixing up orbital vehicles for caravans because how often they'd break down from the sand. But now that they're built to take such terrain, that work's dried up, which is how I wound up getting recruited to come work here. Being surrounded by cutting-edge tech in such a clean, pristine workplace really hits home just how much things have changed.
Hey, welcome.
Customize... Oh, right, I have to set stuff too. Why is this one... Oh, because it's the extra slot, got it. Like, if you really look at hers, you can see I just threw in junk. We'll open up Cloud. She has 400. I don't really know if she's a caster. If she is, I don't really have the EP cut for her. She already runs Tira, and she has Earth and Water. That one. Like, the higher elements just feel like a bit of a cop-out to me. I don't know how everyone else feels. Is there any good water ones? So apparently I have another freeze quartz I can slap on someone.
Thanks,
I haven't
pal.
seen Petrify yet.
Don't worry, Citri's got your back. That's a single element slot. Skills altered.
If I were to put the cast 2 here...
Skills altered.
Thing is, I don't have any time arts, which is what's a little aggravating.
Skills altered.
So yeah, that's actually a pretty nasty combo. She doesn't even have wind now that I think about it. Unless I slot one in for her.
Don't worry, Citri's got your back. That's a single element slot.
Oh, that's so stupid.
That's a single element
Okay, that
slot.
one out.
That's a
HP
single
1
element
here.
slot.
Okay, we'll do it this way
That's a
then.
single element slot.
Freeze.
That's a single
HP.
skills altered.
So she still gets that. And keep in mind I can always raid her if I really wanted to.
Don't worry, Citri's got your
We'll
back.
try her as is, and I just realized she actually has a full 16 slots.
Mode activated.
So yeah, that by far makes her by default my best caster.
Maintenance
Switching
mode
to
activated.
maintenance mode.
She has 247,
Maintenance mode
258.
Citri's got your back.
That's crazy. So yeah, we're gonna...
Hey, welcome.
I need to buy plugins. And while I remember how to do this...
Thanks, pal.
Now, I believe we have not recruited actually the best offensive mage. I think it's the young guy that's yet to join. So, we'll see what his orbment looks like when we get him. Or if there's a way to get that 16th slot for Agnes, but I think she's supposed to be the healer. Tharbad's my home, so my work here feels fairly personal sometimes. It's all the more reason I'm trying extra hard to carry out my duties while such an enormous event is going on. Unfortunately, not all my colleagues in the force are quite as diligent, which makes work that much harder for me. If everybody just did their jobs, I probably wouldn't have so much on my plate. Too much to ask for, I suppose. I hear ya.
Don't be shy. Take a...
I'm a little upset how much money I spent. There's so many people here tonight. Lately, I've been seeing more and more sorts you don't usually get in the evenings, probably because of the film festival. Not that I'm complaining, more sales for me. I'm looking to save up and travel, so as far as I'm concerned, it's all good luck.
What'll it be for today? Thanks a bunch.
I have 800 Sepith Mass. Boy, am I glad my clients got air conditioning in their office, or else I'd have been a sweaty mess during our meeting. Actually, while we were talking, they told me there's going to be a film festival, and that's why everyone is so jazzed up. I don't pay attention to entertainment news at all, so I had no idea they were putting on anything like that here. It just so happens my schedule opened up, so I might make time to check it out, just to see what all the fuss is about. My mom's idea of what Tharbad and the Central East are like has got to be at least 20 years out of date. I think her mind might be starting to come around, though. She seems to have started enjoying herself. Although I just remembered, Mr. Gotti's supposed to be heavily involved in planning the festival here, right? Guess that explains why everything feels so much more energized than I'm used to in Messeldom, maybe. After having to look around, I must admit Tharbad's quite different from what I imagined. Growing up, I heard it was a dusty, quiet place without a lot to offer, and I figured that was probably still the case. But I really enjoyed the cultural district. It's making me think maybe I should have a movie set somewhere in the Central East. Although knowing Salvatore Gotti's inclinations, I suspect I know exactly what kind of culture he plans on promoting in his parade. As if I'm not busy enough dealing with the festival, now I have to take care of pitches? I get that the one normally in charge has their hands full, but they want me to put summaries together and it's just too much. Doesn't help that our president is sticking around so late either, which is odd for him. Makes it tricky to do things on your own. It's like he's keeping watch over everything. As long as you're paid by the hour. Oh, if it isn't the Gophers Nina hired. I don't know what you're trying to dig up, but knowing her, I imagine it's rather serious. Relax, pal. We're not here to get in the way of your little soiree. Sure are working late, though. You know, for the right price, depending on what you're doing, I could maybe take a load off. Not a chance. Can't trust an amateur like you with this. Just don't go stirring things up too much and we won't have a problem. As if I don't have enough trouble trying to keep a leash on Gotti and his rambunctious antics. Now I've got to worry about grunts hired by a certain someone running amok. Buddy, if you're so busy, maybe you shouldn't be stressing about what an actress does in her spare time. Ever think about that? I don't like what you're insinuating. Listen, the last thing we need is one of our performers getting caught up in some mad scandal. So it's only natural that I have a rough idea of what those ladies get up to insofar as their agencies allow it. In any case, if you don't have any business, I'll have to ask you to leave. I'm extremely busy here. Hey, you won't hear us complaining. Don't mind if we do. Just keep in mind that Arkwright Solutions is in town. You never know when you might need us. And we'll charge you double. I'm beat. It's not often I'm working reception until this late. But on the flip side, we had all sorts of actors and directors come through that we don't normally see here. It's not every day I get to serve visitors like that. It's pretty exciting. I feel kind of bad just sitting around and enjoying myself while everybody else is working so hard on the film festival, though. I officially dropped our amateur film off at Vegas Films. Because they're so busy getting ready for the festival, though, they said they won't be able to check it out right away. I get that we came at a busy time and all, but I hope it doesn't take too long. I really want to know what they think. Sounds like the selection process is going to take time, anyway, so we might as well look around and check stuff out while we wait. After all, the film festival has attracted lots of actors and production staff we wouldn't otherwise normally get to meet. That's exciting. We spent a lot to travel out here, so we need to make the most of it and enjoy ourselves too. Maybe I'll ask for some autographs. I'm getting a lot of people eating dinner at my stall, which feels great. Nothing's as tasty as a good bite to eat outside during a festival, especially with my singing to accompany it. I'm telling you, my slicky voice makes everything taste exponentially better. It's science, I tell you, science.
Look around, all peace out.
Oh, great. This guy. First I catch him eyeing up the nightclub while he and I are supposed to be out on a date together. Then he just happens to get a call from work while I'm lecturing him and then skips out on our date altogether. This couldn't be much worse of a night out even if I tried. Inspector, what do you mean I have to get ready? You're coming out to Tharbad tomorrow? But why? I mean, yes, I get it's for an investigation, but why do I have to get involved when I'm supposed to be taking on time off? I understand, sir, but if you insist... I'm going to receive additional time off later to make up for this, right? Hey, Nate, honey, you're not doing what I think you're doing, are you? Sorry, babe, duty calls. I got work to do. So much for being serious. Wait, is he telling the truth? You're kidding me. That's not supposed to happen on a vacation. Man, I didn't expect the inspector to show up all the way out here. He's supposed to be off duty for crying out loud and a date to boot. Can't he respect a guy's precious downtime?
Let me ask you something.
Huh? You say you're looking for a green-haired bracer? Yeah, we saw a guy like that. He came up and talked to us earlier today, as a matter of fact. No kidding, I was trying my luck and asking. Didn't expect you all to actually have seen the guy. Yeah, well, congrats. Now, will you guys scram? We're in the middle of a date. Come on, what's a little favor between friends, huh? Just tell us what you know about that nerd and we'll get right out of your hair. Believe me, last thing any of us want is to interrupt your little tryst right as it was getting good. You punks have a way of pushing my buttons. Fine, let's talk. Long story short, we were talking to your green-haired bracer just a bit ago. He asked if we were having trouble with anything and offered to help. Just out of the blue like that, interesting. And then what? Nothing, really. He cut things short and then took off somewhere. Looking back on it, that wasn't really, I don't know, bracer-like of him to do. Babe, don't you remember? He ran away after you said there was nothing to worry about because you're a cop. Maybe it was just me, but it felt like he got really tense as soon as you mentioned that. Oh yeah, I guess he did, didn't he, huh? The rest of the story is completely unremarkable. However, the fact that he was so concerned about police attention certainly stands out. Feels like we're starting to close in on the guy. Thanks for filling us in. Sorry to eat up so much of your time. Go on and enjoy the rest of your Sprigganless date. It was Sprigganless until you idiots showed up. I don't know what you all are investigating this time, but you better not cause trouble for the police, got it? Alright, think we've talked to enough folks that we can paint a decent picture of what's going on. Let's find someplace quiet to talk and see what we've come up with. In that case, might suggest that area over there. Now that we're all settled, let's go over what we know. First, the screen hair bracer's shown some weird behavior for a guy in his line of work. He's overly leery of cop attention even for a bracer and was sizing up customers at the casino. Which is to say that it's no bracer's act. He's rolling like a petty thief. Which would make sense if his bracer appearance is simply a disguise. This is starting to sound a lot like that man impersonating a policeman earlier today. Yep, and just like then, going around impersonating a bracer is not the kind of heat most are going to want to risk getting nicked for. No, this smells like a case of greed getting the better of a guy while he's working towards something else. Oh yeah, that Officer Camilo was one of the Devancy brothers that are wanted by the police, right? Could the bracer be the other brother? Whatever it all is, our main problem right now is that all the eyewitness reports have come from stuff that just took place. We have come from stuff that just took place. For a guy who seems to be wandering around looking for suckers to rob, he doesn't exactly have a whole lot to show for it. Which could mean that since he already successfully robbed someone after getting in their car, he'd be thinking of trying that again. Exactly, that's my hunch. Is there any way we can put a stop to him before he targets anyone else? Actually, I may have a suggestion toward that end. If we assume that the perpetrator is going to target the driver of a car with a flat tire as he did before, then why don't I conduct a wide area search for potential car targets among the ones driving into Tharbad this evening? Damn, you can do that? That'd save us a lot of trouble. Indeed I can. It's a form of shard-based information analysis. Well then, I shall initiate the search, starting now. Search complete. Oh, what do we have here? As it happens, there appears to be a car stranded near the entrance to the city. Bingo, if this guy's gonna strike again, odds are good that's our mark. Yeah, let's keep an eye on that car's signal while we stake out this so-called bracer, see if he finally shows himself. With how close that car is, it should only take a few minutes for it to pull into town. We'll go to the parking lot and wait there. Sounds good to me. They're actually letting me walk. Let's hit up Dingo. You're horrible, Dingo. You told me you were still in Edith, and now here you are trying to sneak off on me. And I'm telling you there's no reason for you to come all the way out here. Doesn't Tyrell keep its reporters on a pretty tight leash? Oh, don't you worry, I came prepared. I got permission from my EIC, editor-in-chief, I assume, to scout out the film festival and do a write-up about it. Not to mention the reporter originally slated to handle the festival had something come up, so somebody needed to be here anyway. Should be illegal to have the kind of luck you do. At least it explains why you're here 2 days before the big event. Hey, it's the Spriggan again. What the heck are you guys doing here? You're getting distracted. Listen, I'm not lying. I am here on personal business, even if it hasn't gotten me anywhere yet. As for you guys, I see you got more help than ever. That new girl of yours looks pretty capable, too. You flatter me. Please, call me Rosette Twinings. I'm a concierge working on dispatch from Marduk Total Security Company. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Marduk, as in that... Dingo, quit trying to change the subject. I'm not finished with you. You still haven't told me what this personal business of yours is. Now fess up. You know I'll be more than happy to help you with it. What about personal business don't you understand? I told you, I'm fine. But why not? I'm growing as a reporter. I can handle myself. For starters, it's not exactly a good look roping in a reporter working for someone else to pitch in on my work. So what? I don't care about that. Besides, you helped save me before. It's only fair I repay the favor. Sounds like our man's trying to keep this business under wraps. He must be doing a piece on unseemly things. What? That can't be. Could it? What do you mean unseemly? Aaron, now look what you've done. I can't believe you report on something so despicable. This is exactly why you need to change, and I'm the girl who's going to make it happen. Well, glad we got all that sorted out. Anyway, we'll be heading out now. We haven't sorted out anything. Trying to bounce real quick, eh? Damn it, look at all the trouble you guys have stirred up now. Oh, whatever. If I find anything out, I'll hit you up. Sounds good to me. Good luck with your investigating, you two. When I said I wanted to put together something about the film festival, my boss let me go on the spot. It was amazing. But you, Dingo, I can smell it. Films are just pictures and a light to you. You're after something bigger, something way more important. You really shouldn't put me on a pedestal. Now that you're here, we gotta keep you out of trouble. Listen, I got stuff to do. Don't do anything crazy. The Prince of El'Sime is here, you know. Why don't you interview the guy? He is? I never would have expected someone so big and famous to be visiting a trashy event like this. Yeah, maybe I should talk to him. That could be my ticket to a really... Wait, this isn't about me. Stop trying to distract me. I'm not letting you out of my sight for even a second, and there's nothing you can say or do about it, mister. Got it? That Marielle's got some sharp instincts. I haven't said a word to her about my current story, and yet here she is. Well, it's probably best to keep an eye on her. Guess we'll be going drinking tonight, though not too hard. I'll be honest with you, Spriggan, I find it very suspicious to be running into you yet again after our little encounter in Longport. Must have something to do with whatever Dingo's investigating, right? You know, given that you never seem to get anywhere, don't you think sticking to one spot instead of bouncing around would work better? Anyway, to answer your question, we're here on some business for new clients. It's got nothing to do with your hotshot heartthrob. And, don't get your hopes up. He and I trade info, but nothing that'd make for the kind of hot scoops you're angling for. Sorry. Shut up! I don't need your help to do my job. Mark my words, whatever it takes, I'll uncover the truth of what that man's up to, even if it kills me. Oh, great, that's gonna create even more work for us. Huh? It says it's here. Oh, hell. That's a jog even with this. I've been looking at new arrivals so far. Nothing suspicious turned about those coming from El'Sime, which means either way, Tharbad's consuming an influx of tourists. Okay, yeah, that's a repeat from earlier. Several minutes after commencing the stakeout in the parking lot. Man, I don't know how we would have made it here if it weren't for you. Seriously, thank you so much. Oh, no problem, just happy I could help at all, really. I only did a quick fix, though. You really should take old Reliable here into a mechanic later and have it looked at by a professional. Will do, thanks again for everything, but isn't there something we can do to repay you? I feel bad not doing more. Don't worry, all in a day's work for a bracer. Your thanks is its own reward. Oh, it is, huh? Sure helps when you can nick a reward of your choice to boot. What the? Gotcha, pal. You're not going anywhere. What do you think you're doing? Sorry to scare you folks. We're with Arkwright Solutions. We've been on the trail of this guy for reasons that'll become clear in a moment. What? Why? He's a bracer. What could he possibly have done wrong? Get your hands out of there. That's... And there it is. A wallet. Does this happen to belong to you guys? Fairy handed the wallet to the tourists. What? Yeah, that's mine. I had it stashed inside my bag on the back seat. Are you telling me this bracer stole it? That's exactly it. And that's just the start. Just so you all don't get any wrong ideas about bracers, you should know this guy's a fraud. This may sound like a strange question to ask, but did you get a flat tire on your way to town tonight? Yeah, we did actually. I figured it was because it was such a long drive. Luckily, this bracer happened to come across us and offered to help. That's how we got here. So that's the problem. It is very likely he's the one who punctured your tire in the first place. He seems to have this method where he bursts a tire and then pretends to be passing by before offering to repair it. He then hitches a ride back to town and steals whatever he finds in the back seat. Isn't that right? If I got some part of it wrong, now's the time to correct me. By Adios, so he was pretending to be a bracer all along just so he could rob me. I didn't sense anything wrong at all. If you guys hadn't shown up when you did, we'd have been completely clueless. And whose fault is that, huh? That's what you get for trusting someone just because they say they're a bracer, you morons. So what if maybe I took things too far this time because they were so easy to sucker? Who cares? Go ahead and turn me in. At the end of the day, our objective is still within reach. So there is more going on. What are you planning? Who can say? Once we get our hands on that, they'll be able to post bail for me, no problem. It'd be a drop in the bucket. Take me to the bracers or the police or whoever you want. See what I care. Looks like we got a sassy one on our hands. I think this guy needs to be taught a lesson he won't forget. Do your worst, dirtbag, I dare ya. Put it in the park, kid. There's no need for us to rake him over the coals personally. We'll turn him into the guild and then he'll be their problem. That way they'll owe us a favor for saving their reputation. In that case, I should contact the Bracer Guild so arrangements can be made. Although before I do so, I must say, Mr. Arkwright, this has been a rather impressive exercise. It's been a true honor and a pleasure to finally see for myself how such a renowned Spriggan goes about his business. I don't need to be buttered up, thanks, but just ring him up alright so we can get on with the rest of our night. As you wish. Upon receiving Rosette's call, a Bracer team rushed to the scene, taking the emerald-haired imposter into custody themselves. As for the tourists, they are subsequently brought to both the guild house and police to testify about what took place. Similarly, Van and the others also visit the Bracer Guild to offer their own report on the matter. Can't believe the Bracer we were all looking for turned out to be a fake. I'm glad you all found him as quickly as you did. He could have caused real problems for us if he'd stayed on the loose for too long. On behalf of the guild, you have our sincere thanks for stopping him. We really appreciate it. Nah, don't mention it. Our curiosity got the better of us, that's all. Though some might say you guys owe us one regardless. Oh, no question. We're more than willing to compensate you for everything you've done, including paying you for your time. I'm just surprised that Bracer turned out to be who he was. Yeah, another one of those thieving brothers who are wanted back in Edith. That's crazy. We've already managed to nab both of them. Hopefully it means there'll be a little less crime around here at the very least. Agreed, the film festival probably needs heightened security in light of all this. Anyway, thanks again for taking care of all that, everyone. If anything else comes up tomorrow, we'd appreciate your help then too.
That's a wrap.
A bogus Bracer completed. So keep in mind there's also no guarantee that there's only, you know, 2 brothers. Just saying. The fact that we have limited room to navigate these cases unless a civilian is directly harmed does make things more difficult. We're trying to investigate what's going on in Tharbad's shadows right now. Unfortunately, we can only take it so far by ourselves. We'll probably need to coordinate with the police to some extent to get anywhere. Which is to say, if you all find anything, please don't keep it to yourselves. The more we work together, the better this will all end. So just to remind you guys, there were 3 Kapuas. How many Devancies are there?
Off we go.
Did I actually go in here? I don't remember. We can always count on nighttime to pick business up and land us some lovers of astronomical bets. Being by those standards, our customers have been unusually eager these last couple of days. If our sponsors caught wind of the size of some of these bets... Okay, that I think was a repeat. You know what, let's look at the thing up here. That'll be what gives it away. Okay, I remember talking to Gotti now, so yeah, we were here. So I had to go around here.
Do you know what you want?
I made a comment about the drink. Oh, so it's like right where I left off before I took my break. But yeah, we spoke to everyone else here to my knowledge. Out of curiosity. Okay. So that was a repeat. Right. Where were Nina and Judith staying again? You must be Mr. Arkwright and Company. Miss Landstrom, Miss Fenley are waiting for you all by the pool. The clerk there already knows you're coming. You're free to enter whenever you're ready. Good to hear, thanks. That's one way to say hello. At least his customer service is impeccable. I expect nothing less from a 6-star facility. I don't get it. Why would they be at the pool when it's night? It's a nighttime pool. You get to drink alcohol and all that good stuff there. But a little kid like you can't really appreciate grown-up stuff like that yet. I am not. If you think I can't handle alcohol, I'll prove you... Fairy, no, not until you're older. And Aaron, don't go putting any ideas in her head. Got it? I see Agnes is rather mature for her age. You could say that. She can definitely be forceful when she needs to be. I got a report earlier from our office in the Cultural District of water drying up in that area. We managed to resolve the issue, thankfully, but it's embarrassing that it took us that long to realize what was going on. We've had our hands so full expanding the Entertainment District infrastructure that I suppose we got lax about managing the water elsewhere. There are still things left to set up in the Cultural District. I want our resources to be distributed at least a little more equitably. Unfortunately, considering your family governs near Alzheimer's border, I think conflict is inevitable. Not only does my father have a bone to pick, but the people in Valis see quite a lot within our territory. Maybe so, but that doesn't preclude us from being friendly, does it? I, for one, don't want to have to quarrel with you. What am I saying? With the royal family and Valis at play, perhaps I'm naive for thinking we can be above the fray. No, you're right. I think it would be good if we found a way to get closer and make it harder for our families to butt heads long term. That would mean that if things took a bad turn between us, we'd stand to lose something. That wouldn't be ideal. Good point, then. In a few years down the line, we could get into business or become partners in some other venture. We'll force our father's hands that way. Surely once they recognize it as fact, things can't get any worse between our families, at least. Now that's an idea. I hadn't thought about that. There's also, we should discuss this further. I'm really intrigued by the idea of us going into business together. Should have known she wouldn't quite pick up on it. Maybe we aren't quite there yet. I've had the pleasure of meeting Munt before at certain events in the Principality. He really is quite kind and intelligent. Even if he sometimes shows rather coquettish behavior, it would certainly be nice if our generation got along better than our parents. Blast it all, I need to calm my father down quickly. If people see our families fighting at the film festival, our reputation will take a hit. He's actually not that hard to reason with. Ultimately, it's our future that's most important, not what's immediately in front of us. Welcome. Please make yourself at home and enjoy the services we offer during the day and throughout the night. In case you're not aware, this hotel was made possible by several investors, particularly Elsyme and the Bank of Edith. Such investors expect only the absolute best in service, which we're proud to provide around the clock. Time is no object. We may be famous for our nighttime swimming, but our offerings extend well beyond that. We hope you make the most of them. Welcome, Mr. Arkwright, sir. If you're looking for Miss Lancer and Miss Fenley, you'll find them at the swimming pool. You may wish to have a word with them as you relax together. If you're looking for the pool, you'll find it right past the door at the far right. We offer a wide variety of services there as well, so please take all the time you like to enjoy it. Be aware, however, some of our guests of highest stature are there as well, so I must ask you all to exercise discretion. Oh, yep, I figured there'd be more people up here. There's something appealing about serving some of the richer guests from the Central East once you get used to what they order. They have their own particular demands you have to stay on top of, like fruits from there that they enjoy having. It's an interesting challenge, grasping what they want and then trying to serve them something that meets those unique expectations. It's a great opportunity to flex my muscles as a bartender, that's for sure. There's probably no better place to work than here. What? Are you telling me you're meddling in the mines after all this time? There are plenty of other mine owners who have found great success with the help and support of Valis. Like it or not, the age of Elsyme's dominance over buried resources is coming to an end. Not only that, I'm confident that Valis will take its profits earned from southern maritime trading and invest them in landowners like myself. That doesn't change the fact that those people now sit at Elsyme's doorstep with your land under their influence. How can you be so blind? Can't you tell that you're merely being used for their shell games and nothing more? And so what if I am? There's nothing that says I can't shuffle around their shells as well. I assure you I have no intention of becoming their pawn. I'll make my fortune then move on before they try to do me in. Such arrogance. Mark my words, a mindset like that will spell your doom sooner than later. I haven't lost my mind. I know full well that Valis has ambitions of its own. But that doesn't mean a lord like myself can't make use of their outpourings to my own advantage. A new age is upon us. Niceties are ultimately for suckers. If my family and realm are going to prosper, we've got to get dirty. That Bashar is so full of himself, he's clearly lost sight of his own meager capabilities. It's fair to say I was definitely right to be so cautious. That said, it genuinely pains me to see him, my rival of so many years, turn into such a mindless person.
Very well.
Trying to see the piano, but Agnes is in the way. Nina is so awesome. It's amazing how hard she can get into her roles. I played a supporting role with her in Wolves Requiem. I'm telling you, it was like her character, Michelle, was really alive and standing right next to me the entire time. Hold on. What's that shop? Mates will advance upon entering the hotel swimming pool. I don't remember if I was able to come out here before because I missed something apparently. That's annoying. Whoa, so this is what a nighttime swimming pool looks like. So calm and relaxed. The view of the oasis is nice too. I don't know about calm, with all these folks drinking, I bet it can get pretty rowdy. Nah, you've seen this place. Rowdy guests get shown the door. Now where are the girls?
Well, we meet again. Beautiful night we're having, isn't it? Are you darlings done with work for the night?
More or less, yeah. I didn't realize you'd be working here, Bramati. Yeah, they called me in as an extra pair of hands to pitch in before the tournament. And I don't think we've met before. You are... Rosette Twinings. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Mr. Bramati. Hold on, are you the one contracted to work with Van? What are you... It's a long story. More to the point, are our actresses anywhere around here? You must mean those two. They're right over there. Now we're talking. Two A-listers walking around swimsuits. You'd love to see it.
Ah, there you are. Sorry we're a little underdressed right now.
I got half a mind to tell you two off for lounging around bikinis while we've been out there busting our butts. But coming back to a site like this makes it all worth it. I'll let it slide.
We're not wearing these for you, you know. Yeesh. We've been working pretty hard ourselves. A certain president was parading us around left and right all day. We're bushed.
Right, that bit earlier. Sorry, I should have realized that. I can certainly imagine how that would get pretty draining doing all that meeting and greeting. Sounds like you earned your keep today.
Right back at you, girl. Hold on. Did you get another girl? It's only been a few hours.
Yeah, I'm losing my touch. You are Judith Lanster and Nita Fendley, if I'm not mistaken, yes? It's an honor to meet you both. My name is Rosette Twinings. I'm assisting everyone temporarily.
Okay. Well, it's nice to meet you too, Rosette.
I really can't imagine what all you've gotten up to, but alright, let's hear what happened today.
Sure thing, here's the gist of it.
You ran into someone dangerous in the waterway and found another threatening note?
Judith, maybe keep it down?
I don't think they heard you back in Edith.
Oh, that's wonderful, Nina. Sounds like it's gonna be pretty exciting. I can't wait.
Anyway, you guys have been through a lot today, it sounds like. The situation's getting pretty complicated at this point. Sounds like it could be connected to the Messeldom Film Festival's cancellation. Yes, although that isn't confirmed at this stage. Hard to see how all these things tie together, but one thing's for sure. Something is clearly going down. What's got me real concerned is that mysterious girl who showed up in the waterway. Can't be sure yet that she's the one sending all those notes, but definitely can't ignore her, even putting my own circumstances aside. Especially if A's involved in this. So basically, long story short, you still haven't figured anything out, is that it? So much for the Spriggan living up to the hype, huh? Got us there, it's not what we were hoping for either. Well, be nice, Judith, they still did better than we could have expected for their first day here. If we hadn't hired them, we'd have gone into the film festival completely unprepared. I get that, I'm not saying they did absolutely nothing. I'm just trying to make clear that we need to get this figured out sooner rather than later. I mean, this Joker sending notes to locals who are just scouted now. Pisses me off. Getting a little worked up over this, aren't you? Not that I disagree, mind. Definitely, we can't let them win. You know, there's something I can't help but wonder. What is the culprit trying to accomplish? What do you mean? What's there to wonder? No, she's right. I don't see what this person's trying to get at myself. If all they wanted to do was cancel the film festival, it'd be quicker to just threaten a terror attack again and be done with it. But instead they're sending these notes to individual actresses and even dancers. That's a pretty roundabout way of doing it. Huh. That's a good point. I see what you mean. The means and the ends don't appear to add up, so to speak. Even if it doesn't change the fact that the festival is still being interfered with. Yeah, I got a feeling that little contradiction is the key to all this.
Sounds like you all are having a rather intriguing conversation.
Hey, buddy, what the hell's your Highness? I didn't realize you were here, too. I'm sorry we weren't exactly dressed for a meeting with the prince.
No, please. You've nothing to worry about. You two are like a pair of flowers blooming in the desert. You're the film industry's greatest treasures. Zemuria's treasures. Please, bless us with your beauty as you wish. Quench the thirsts of we cast-down mortal men with your presence.
You certainly have a way with words, that's for sure. Color me intrigued. Could he be...
Your Highness, please, remain respectful.
I'll tone it down, Najee, fear not. But where are my manners? Allow me to introduce myself. I am Sharid Oswald, son of Grand Prince Salman of Elsheim. This is my dear and trusted secretary, Najee. Judith and Nina have informed me about you all. It appears you're handling their private business for them. If so, I'd like to consult with you all about a certain something as well, if it would not be an imposition.
All right, we're listening. First off, let me reiterate that it's a real pleasure to make your acquaintance, Prince Sharid. I wouldn't ever expect a guy as big and important as you to give some guy doing odd jobs in Calvard like me the time of day. You're too humble, Mr. Arkwright. I understand you're exceedingly capable, so I wanted to make sure to talk to you. As a matter of fact, I've heard things all about all of you, including your temporary help. You honor me, Your Highness. Still can't say a swimming pool is where I expected to bump into the heir to a throne. Life's just full of surprises. I knew you were one of the sponsors for the film festival, but I can't believe someone of your stature would actually receive one of those threatening notes. Well, it's true, unfortunately. The contents are the same as the one we got. The prince got the letter 5 days ago. He's been staying at the Grand Suite. That's just about the same time as ours came in. Okay, did you just watch her hair kind of glitch out there? Right there. Guess that means they were sent both to Edith and Tharbad at the same time, huh? I initiated an investigation immediately, of course. We still haven't determined how the note got to the prince. At the very least, it appears to have been expertly camouflaged. Sounds just like what happened with Saara when she got her note. You're referring to the dancer I recommended to Gotti, yes? I had heard she received one as well. Given she was only scouted this afternoon, however, that is exceedingly swift. The timing is too perfect. I believe at this stage we can safely rule out this being some mere prank. Do you agree? Yeah, I'm right there with you. In fact, I think it crossed that line as soon as you were sent your note, Your Highness. Yeah, whoever we're dealing with, this guy's either got guts or he's a complete dumbass, maybe even a little bit of both. That being said, for a guy who received a threat, you seem pretty relaxed about it, Your Highness. Must feel pretty confident in your lady friend there to approach the likes of us, too. You are not incorrect, my friend. Truth be told, she is also my bodyguard and one of the Principality's greatest sword fighters, quite possibly its very best. In fact, I would go so far as to reckon she outclassed even the likes of Mr. Arkwright and your concierge. No kidding? To be honest, I suspected as much since first laying eyes on her. You got me there. Hard to stack up against a bodyguard serving such a hotshot. And just to be clear, Van's fine. No need to be stiff with me. Van it is, then. You are 24, yes? That makes me 3 years older than you. Everything Mr. Gotti has told me about you adds up. You clearly have a lot of promise. After all, not just anyone can discern the deep, nuanced themes behind Golden Blood. I suppose I am right in thinking you've seen the limited-run R-17 Director's Cut. Of course. No real fan can miss it. Wish I could catch it again while I'm here, too. But with my underage assistants tagging along, I can't. A shame. It makes for a real good watch. I knew you were a man of taste. I couldn't agree more. My younger sister once happened to see it as well, and I'll tell you, she was giving me the dirtiest looks for the longest time after that. Sounds like it must have been a trying time in the Asphalt household. Wow, these two are like peas in a pod. You don't have to get so excited, Van, please. I suppose I shouldn't be surprised that a man of His Highness' status would even know Mr. Arkwright's age. I like him. He's a guy who's clearly true to himself. You don't see high and mighty rich boys as unreserved as him every day. Must be so tiring working with a guy like him all the time, isn't it? No, I'm used to it at this point. So, just to point out her swimsuit, if you notice, there's no way for the neck to come off. Hey, is that Judith Lanster and Nina Fenley? Wow, real stars out and about in their swimsuits. Only at Aljamir, I tell you. Hey, could you girls give us autographs? Or better yet, why not come and have some fun with us, huh? Wait. We meet again. This is where you guys are staying? Of all the places. This place must take anyone who can pay if they'll let trash like this stay here. Give me a break. You're those pricks from this afternoon. What the hell are you doing here? Oh, more guests. Are these friends of yours? Not quite. We had a little business with them earlier today. Sorry, Your Highness. I'll make everyone pipe down. Like hell you will. Your luck's run out, buddy. You're in big trouble. You guys take on the dudes. We'll... Huh? Holy. She moves so fast.
Oh my! Have more young men come to play? I've gotta hand it to you all. It takes guts picking a fight with the Prince of Elsheim. Shouldn't you boys be enjoying this beautiful night elsewhere? Although, if you insist on staying, I'll be more than happy to show you all a good time.
Our mistake. We'll be leaving now. No wonder you're Highness's right hand. That's some quick swordplay you got there.
It was nothing. I could have handled one such as them in my sleep.
As I said, one of the Principality's best.
No doubt. Wow, there's someone even better than Elaine and Sylphide? Guess I have a lot to learn.
Well, with that excitement out of the way, I suppose now's as good a time as any to wrap up. I know it is not much, but I'm prepared to offer the same sum as these ladies in exchange for your services. But please, don't let my case trump theirs. Whenever you figure things out, just be sure to pass the information on to me. It was a pleasure to meet you all. I expect great things from your impromptu helper as well.
With the excitement having died down, the party said their goodbyes, bringing their first day in Tharbad to a close. The group made a beeline straight back to the inn. After a full day in addition to such a long drive, everyone's exhaustion was quickly catching up to them. An early night's rest was in order so as to get ready to resume their investigation the next day, or so it seemed.
What are you talking about? The night's still young. The girls might be passing out soon, but who's to say we can't stay up and have a little after-dark fun, huh?
Kid, I envy your energy. Haven't given up on that nightclub near the casino, huh? I'm tempted to just let you loose and tell you to go have fun on your own. But I do that, and I have a feeling you'll burn half the town down. I'll tag along, as your chaperone.
Hell yeah, that's the spirit. And come on, don't act like you weren't totally down to clown.
Oh, shut it. You gotta act respectable when you get to be my age.
When do you think you two will be back?
Where the hell did you come from?
We'll make sure we're back before midnight. If you could keep the girls distracted for me while we're gone, I'd appreciate it.
As you wish, Mr. Arkwright. Enjoy your night, you two.
Okay, seriously, what's the deal with that maid of yours, huh? That prince seemed extra keen on her for some reason, too. So it wasn't just me who noticed, huh? But given her employment background, maybe it's not so weird that word about her gets around. For real? You sure are trusting of this woman you have a shady-ass contract with, too, you know. Today was your first time actually meeting her, wasn't it? Yeah, but we've been in touch back and forth for about 3 years now. It's not like I don't know her at all. Never mind that, let's have our little peek and then head straight back. We don't want the girls worrying about us. Sound like an old dad fretting over his daughter. I'm not that old, damn it. Oh yeah, better make sure I go prepared. What are you doing? Let's hurry up and go in already.
Oh yeah! This music's my jam!
Hell yeah, now this is how you run a club. Let's find some empty seats and get our asses in them already. I'll have a Tharbad night, what about you? I'll take an Alexander extra nutmeg. As you wish, sirs. You're nothing not consistent, aren't you? What can I say, you gotta have it with nutmeg. It's pretty damn good, you know? Yeah, we can see where the game's animation budget went. What was that?
Oh, the women here are exquisite. Wouldn't you agree?
Oathbreaker! Wait, what are...
Oh, come now, darling. Don't go lighting up in here. I'm sorry, dear. He's just had a little much to drink, is all. Still, there's something to be said for the occasional indulgence.
Just so. It's been some time since I last found myself in this city. It's shaping up to be a good stay, and I, for one, plan to make the most of it.
We should leave some parting gifts here as well for such a lovely time. It's only polite. The only question is, what sort of presents young ladies like these days?
Now that's what I'm talking about. I couldn't take my eyes off that dancing. And now, the woman you've all been waiting for.
Hey? Hey, pay attention. What's the big...
Here she is, ladies and gentlemen, tonight's star!
Well, we found Saara.
Tharbad's most beautiful nocturnal butterfly, handpicked to take part in the upcoming Carnal Cavalcade. It's Lady Saara! You won't want to miss this. This could be her last performance here if her debut at the film festival makes a splash. They say nobody's managed to take this vixen home. If anyone hopes to break that streak, tonight's your last shot. But enough from me. Cue the music.
This is why the game fades to black so often, guys. October 6th, 12:30 a.m. So, you got debts to pay.
Yeah. My sister and I, we're not originally from Calvard. We grew up in a town in the Central East.
So keep in mind this is the most clothes we've ever seen on her.
When Shahina was still little, my parents had a hard time making ends meet and borrowed money from some unsavory characters. Once my parents passed on, I tried to run away with Shahina, and we ended up here.
I'm guessing your peace and quiet didn't last long and they were banging on your door soon enough. Chasing you all the way out here, those must have been some bad dudes your parents borrowed from. In fact, you got the side hustle too and still haven't paid it off, says a lot.
I know. It's not something I'm exactly proud of.
Why? There's nothing to be ashamed of. It's not like you've had to go and sell your body or anything. Hell, even if you did, you'd just be doing what you had to in order to survive.
To be completely honest, that's exactly how they wanted me to pay them back, at first. But I heard about Calvard and its system for absolving debts taken up by one's parents. When I thought about it, though, doing either one of those things would feel like I'd be renouncing their memories.
So you decided to repay them with the dancing you'd picked up in the family. I get it. The way I see it, as long as those guys get their money back, they really can't complain how you make it. No wonder you were so hesitant on bringing in the guild earlier.
More or less. I appreciate what they do, but I have to imagine they'd recommend I get the debt forgiven and, well, it's stupid to be so proud over something like this. I know.
It's not exactly the most elegant way to go about things, to be sure. From the way you're talking, I'm guessing you haven't said anything to your sister. Not just about your other job, but the debt itself.
It's hard to tell her everything this far in, you know? Plus, there's actually some light at the end of the tunnel now. Once I get my commission for taking part in the Carnal Cavalcade, I should be able to pay the remainder off.
So that's what you got planned, huh? Man, I just do not get it. Why does everybody around me always seem to pick the path of most resistance? Wouldn't it be smarter to take it easy as best you can and try to coast through life? Speak for yourself. Once someone set their mind on something, it's pretty damn hard to shake them off it. Anyway, I think things will be okay. I think things will be okay with Shahina if you tell her. Like, her name keeps throwing me off whenever I read it. I want to say Sheena, but there's an extra syllable in it. Might get a little mad at you for keeping it a secret, but she's mature enough to know you did it out of love for her. You just focus on the parade for the time being. Let the rest of us worry about that dumb old note. I'd be lying if I said what I saw back there wasn't hot, but more than that, I could tell there was real art you put into it. Oh, and don't worry about paying us any commission. That dance was all the reward fine young men like us could need.
Aw, Van. All right. I won't worry about it. I'll make sure to knock them dead tomorrow. You won't want to miss it.
God damn, this guy never misses a beat.
Now you've done it!
Hey, Judith's here. But she forgot her clothes.
Huh? What the?
What's your... Hey, I know you. I've seen you in the tabloids.
I am so disappointed in you, Spriggan. You're dragging this poor woman around town all night, only to make her cry. Have you no shame? I always knew you were a good-for-nothing, and this proves it.
You were watching us this whole time? Don't you have anything better to do? You know they call it beauty sleep for a reason, right? You'll age faster if you keep pulling all-nighters like this.
Excuse me? Thanks for calling me old when I'm not.
I didn't say that. Quit putting words in my mouth.
Sorry to interrupt, but I think this is all a big
Whatever. There's no reasoning with you. In the name of Adios, I'll kick you straight to Gehenna, you unrepentant philanderer!
So you're the thief that's been causing all this mayhem in Edith. Wait a sec. Save the chit-chat for later. Here she comes.
Activating shards.
You won't get away.
Now's a good time to boost.
He doesn't have one. Yeah, there's no heals. Or wait.
Say your prayers, buddy.
Engaging shield.
Due to insight, he could evade, I was about to say.
Use a sharpness to get the upper hand. Full boost. Go all out.
Give it up already.
Crunching numbers, good.
Brace yourself.
Boost gauge limiter unlocked.
Got you. A chance.
Full boost. Go all out.
Let's party.
So far, I don't think we need that.
Too slow.
I will win.
You'll be sorry for that.
Just wonder if she'd use her S-craft.
Going all in.
Give it up already.
Sucker.
Like, what constitutes her back? Because I'm not seeing the notification. Oh, it's there.
Activating skin.
I was getting really confused right there.
That all you've got?
Oh, never mind. It's over already. So we get the XL craft for that last move. Damn, she's pretty good. Just calm down already. You got it all wrong.
Calm down? Calm down? I was such a fool thinking you were anywhere near decent.
True.
Nina needs to wake up to the truth, and I'll do whatever.
Stop! You're making a mistake!
What are you doing? Get out of the way! I'm here to give them their just.
You're wrong. Van and Aaron were just walking me home. I was just telling them about my life and got a little emotional in front of them. That's all.
It's okay. You don't have to put on a brave face anymore. It must have been so hard dealing with...
What?
Seriously? Huh. All right. I'll let you off the hook this time. But next time you make some poor girl cry, there'll be hell to pay. Got it? You better remember that.
What was that all about? Beats me. Looks like someone was playing dress up as that infamous Phantom Thief and got a little too into her role. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Yep, sure looked like her. Look, let it go. I'm sure she has her reasons for doing it. Digging into it will just cause us headaches. Unreal. Huh.
Well, what'd you think? Like what you saw?
That I did. They were just as I'd hoped.
Hey, it's the president.
Moreover, our surprise guests appear to be greatly anticipating what's to come. I think it's time we turn up the heat, don't you? Perhaps with a golden frenzy to instill some proper fear.
Oh, I agree completely, boss.
And we know that's Melchior, so why are they still calling him Mint Hair?